Welcome back, everybody. It is game 2, and it is mousesports' game to win or to also be eliminated in groups. They have to win this to move forward, and it is going to be Cobblestone. It's Titan's map choice. That's the interesting aspect, and you have to think Hellraisers and Bento are sitting by thinking, let's go Titan.
Yeah, for sure. And Titan, they can turn on their cranky inner kid, right? Who just want to be mean to everybody else and just want to ruin the hopes and dreams of mousesports. Because they have nothing to gain from this other than just being, bit of a dick to mousesport. And I guess if they like Penta, they're going to help them out as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. And Penta, that's actually a surprise to me, the team that I thought wouldn't make it through as far as their new roster, despite the aggression that they had when they had Dennis, when they had Nex, when they had Speedy, 3 players now on mousesports. When they had those guys, I thought Penta's a pretty good team. And remember, they made it out of groups twice. At the last 2 majors, they've been a top 8 team.
Oh, yeah.
That's how good Penta was. And then the core of that team leaves, shifts places, and goes over to mousesports. And now Penta still makes it out of these groups despite lacking 3 of those players. Tapson's been playing well, Crisby's solid, and it's completely changed the way they play. They're not the aggressive team they once were. They're more passive. And yet they're going to make it to playoffs in this group, and it's mousesports who might not, despite having those core players. So, I mean, it's pretty interesting to me. I thought Penta and Hellraisers might be the 2 to go out. One of those 2 is guaranteed to go through. And Titan is actually going to be going out. So lots of problems on Titan's side that are still yet to be addressed.
Oh yeah, no, they have a ton of stuff that they need to work with, but luckily for them, Cobblestone seems to be one of the maps where they actually get something done. At least even when they've been struggling to actually find good results, they managed to beat Navi yesterday on Cobble, so that's something they can take with them going into this one. And obviously, being a professional player, you're never really interested in losing, right? You always want to go for that win. So, here's to hoping that Titan is actually going to have a good showing.
Well, I mean, a good showing would be great, but from mousesports' perspective, they definitely want anything but that. They just want this to be over and easily done so that they can play in the playoffs, at least from the lower bracket.
Oh yeah, no, if you're mousesports, you're hoping for a very resigned Titan to show up, but Titan, they need to regain their shape and form somehow, and anything can help in that type of situation.
It's Maniac that's waiting above drop. The rest of them, meanwhile, have all headed over toward A, and they got Chris J on the boost, but they're going to check it because they caught the player running back. That was RPK. And he got taken down. Kenny getting the second kill. As Maniac now wants to rotate back over from the connection point. But that's smoked off. Immediately smoked off. The good news is there's a very strong rotation point. As Nex, Gobby, and Dennis have all made it back over toward the A site. Maniac's waiting in this smoke, and Maniac, they walk directly in front of him. He's looking toward the second player. No idea that Gobby was going to be as close as he was, so Gobby, he goes ahead and picks up the kill. And this allows Speedy now to work back over for free. He should have gone down easily to Maniac. Instead, he gets saved, and now they've got to play for this site, but they're getting split right now as Apex worked out from drop, and Apex going to take down Gobby. It's existence to get Speedy. That leaves Dennis in a position where he has to kill. Otherwise, they go down to a disadvantaged situation. Instead, they're the ones that win the round as Kenny places the bomb. That's the important part. They may still get a 3rd round bye.
Wow, now that was actually a really cool pistol from Titan. The group of 4 people towards apps or a-holes. I mean, their only intention was just to grab enough map control for Apex to throw off that smoke that lands into connector, and obviously with the heavy pressure that they put on a-apps, that's gonna force a rotation from mousesports. And that created enough space for Maniac to do drop down through drop room and actually post himself up by those doors behind the smoke. That was just a really cool idea. Unfortunately for them, Maniac got unlucky and Gobby got lucky, as he even says himself in chat there, and actually finds him out before Maniac can get potentially 2 very easy kills while they're rotating.
And Dennis falls off of long A, gets himself in a better position to rotate over to B should the call be made. As the other 4 players, 2 directly inside the B site, 2 on drop, are there and waiting for this push from Titan. And Apex gets the flash down on the first, manages to round the corner past Gobby, as he didn't even turn around fast enough. That allowed RPK to get the kill on Chris J. And look at how quickly Titan clean it up. That is a huge eco win. They annihilated the defense.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, nades were thrown, things happened. I mean, I don't even know what the hell happened for the most part that round. Apex picking up 3 kills there, just kind of out of the blue. Oh,
that was nuts.
That was just absolutely nuts. Because mousesports had plenty of players towards that B-bomb site, so, you know, from the get-go you'd imagine that they would be in a pretty good position to hold that off, but Titan apparently having other plans.
Winning an eco with all 5 players alive, that's a new challenge right there. And Titan showed off with style. It's next to come back over out of the drop room to support Speedy at long. That means that Gobby will be the one to rotate into that position. As I pause to sneeze. We're powering through this, Vendetta, I gotta say.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Titan, meanwhile, they'll flash through. Smoke on danger means they only have to focus at the top of the ramp, and Kenny S will find Chris J. And Dennis, who picked up the first kill, now falls to Apex. And Apex isn't done. He's going to take down Gobby, so Titan are looking strong now that they have the guns in their favor. But less strong than they did on the eco. They've already lost a player this round. It's RPK. Now it's going to be Kenny S that goes down to Nex, who's still alive. And there's low HP on the next player coming out the ramp. Nex is going to find Apex. So potentially we could see back-to-back ecos as Nex is going to find Maniac. And it's low HP on existence. 14, in fact, to work with as he tries to work up the ramp right now with the P250 and desperately hoping that he can hit at least one of the heads over top of the wall. And it's not going to happen. Back-to-back ecos indeed.
I don't understand how Nex gets 4 frags in that situation like that and doesn't lose HP. That does not make sense to me. I don't know how you... Why can't I be that person when I play CS? Basically, you're in a position to kill 4 people and nobody actually even acknowledges you and your existence, even though you're just like dropping heads left and right. That should never really happen. I mean, Nex should have gotten taken out at least after that second headshot he got. But Titan getting stuck pretty much in A-slope, not really getting onto site. Maniac, the only one finally making it up, but that was at a point where they were actually at an even number in terms of players alive. So, somewhat poorly played by Titan, well played from Nex, though, to bring it back.
And it's now existence with just the P250. So they'll force back up with this. Kenny S has the op. Double AK with it. Deagle for Maniac. So stylish Deagle. See if it can be stylish indeed, because they are up against a full arsenal of rifles on mousesports side. See if they can use them to good effect. Maniac's going to go down drop. Doesn't even hesitate. Looks over, realizes it's empty, and he'll take the room to himself. And as Apex, he finds Chris J, and RPK gets Dennis. Gobby, though, popping out very easily, takes back Apex. Full composure on the shot, but Maniac's behind him, and that means Nex is a little bit late to rotate back over. His teammate's gone, but at least he gets the kill. It's Titan that have the lead. So they may not have had the same amount of weapons to start the round. They've definitely got the man advantage now. It's left to Speedy, and Speedy is gone. You can't really call it an eco, but a forced buy win this time.
Yeah, and doing so, breaking economy of mousesports, which is, really pretty much what happened to them on Cash. Mousesports breaking Titan's economy after several rounds of just back and forth. So now Titan finally get an opportunity to actually to build a round lead, and that's a great start for them. They never got to that point on Cash.
And Kenny S waiting, using his customary to take down Dennis. RPK, he'll push down middle, he finds Chris J. So again, Titan do have the lead. More pressure in this map, unquestionably on mousesports. As Titan season's over regardless, doesn't matter if they win this one or not. Mousesports have to win it, they cannot lose this map. As Maniac pop back out, he looks for the shot, does take down Speedy. And Titan, with all the early picks so far, Maniac's on 1 HP, that's how close he was to bringing it back to a 4-on-3, instead it's a 5-on-2. Titan with RPK getting also dinked down to 15, still managing to pick up the kill in the second one on Gobby. Old school accuracy of RPK.
Yeah, 2 solid rumps for RPK in a row there. And Titan managed to limit their losses by quite a bit there in 9 ecos, and well, I guess that's pretty much the biggest difference from the first game around, and the fact that they're not throwing away easy rounds. Okay, well, 3 armors picked up on the side of Mouse. That's mainly just to kind of balance out their economy between the teammates. So Not a massive investment, given that they had a bit of a bank to work with from the get-go, and you know, it gives them a potential to actually do some damage to Titan as well. Titan very spread out though, and this is something we saw Apex do solely by himself last time they played Cobble, actually just running into apps there. Now he had a friend in RPK who's going to wrap around apps here.
You got a friend in me. Chris J going to find Kenny S. Apex though gets the answer. And the answer that RPK gets is only one. It's Chris J that gets him immediately back. But the bomb's working over toward B. Apex is already inside of that site. They're going to throw the bomb across, in fact. It doesn't quite go far enough, so Maniac has to go back to grab from the front of the tree as Existence drops next. And the last player remaining, well, it's Chris J, and he's going to save.
Wise decision, though. He has an op. He can hold on to that. Well, obviously much cheaper than buying it up himself. And the likelihood of him actually picking up those 2 frags and having the time to defuse in a situation like that is pretty much 0. But yeah, Titan picking up rounds. So 4 rounds already on their T side. They have been able to get a decent amount of money. Obviously, losing Kenny and RPK, they're gonna have to spend some of that moolah coming in. But no, they have a decent amount of cash to work with for the get-go.
So Chris J has an up. His teammates have M4s. They've got 1 kit only. Never mind, I take that back. Speedy just bought one. They've got 2 kits only. 3 kits now as Chris J wants to ruin my prediction even more. Caster's Curse. Either way, it's weapons across from everyone. There's a Galil for Maniac, but utility's out for him. And that's the important aspect of things. As Kenny again peeks toward long. Maniac's going to fall off of long B. And a nade coming over top of the drop doesn't do much damage. Existence catches a little bit of it as he retreats, down the stairs. Speedy and next, they've boosted up Speedy. I love this position actually, because if you can okay, well that was stupid. I love that position except for the fact that there's a tree in your face that it does have a hitbox. You can't throw nades through that next. Or Speedy,
I mean,
whoever
if
it was.
you just want to, you know, enough. If you just wish for it hard enough. No, yeah. But yeah, it's a really good position. Obviously not the prime thing to throw nades through, but well, mousesports getting off to a good start, getting two opening frags, but Maniac's got to return 1. Actually getting 2 there.
But that's all he gets, as Speedy will take him down after he walks in toward the site. And Kenny S, looking for more, gets Speedy indeed. But missing the smoke as well from him. It gets caught on the top stair, hope to go a little bit further. Either way, it does cover off the entire alleyway. But it allows a player to push up a little bit closer should they take advantage of the situation. Instead, Kenny watching the flank. Leaves RPK deep inside the site, and RPK popping out, finds the first on Chris J, turning back, can't find Dennis, but Dennis, what? He actually got Chris J, I was about to say, but Kenny's there. He's not at all. Dennis makes that look easy as he snaps back and forth, to and fro, and he'll get the round. It's 4-3.
Nah, Kenny missed that first shot, and before he even had time to pull up the Tech 9, Dennis just sort of flicked shot him right in the head. So, yeah, maybe Kenny should have hit that shot initially onto Dennis, but great shot from Dennis as well to save the round from Mouse. Looks like a pretty quick B rush here coming in from Titan, and this actually could very well catch mousesports off guard. They're not in good positions here to hold this back.
Well, that's one of the things with the new cobblestone, where you don't have to stagger over to the right and then come back to the left when you run through the B tunnels. You can go straight toward the connection point. If you have good enough spawns, you can beat them there. And that's exactly the case we saw here, but the smokes did come out. They bounced it off the box. It was successful enough to slow down Titan. It gives them a bit better of a chance to get in position, but look how far back they have to play. So Dennis, he's already gone to the chicken coop. Thankfully, he's their saving grace because no one else was on the choke point, and Gobby's going to hold on to drop. It's RPK to go down in that perspective, and our next, he holds on. At least Dennis did fall. They get 1 rifle down, but that's all Titan gets, and it is 4-4.
That was actually a pretty cool round. Like, it ended up being an entire wall of smoke on that B bomb site, which, you know, given how wide that is, you wouldn't think that was a possibility. But you know, given how those smokes were set up, I'm actually kind of surprised that Dennis was allowed to come out from henhouse and pick up 2 people, because that's pretty much the only place you can get punished from with that wall, and it's the only place someone can actually run through and you know, have some sort of a decent positioning versus what you're doing as Titan. But you know, in the end works out for mousesports, but, you know, that's something Titan can pick up from that and learn for the future. Because it was really cool to execute otherwise.
And Apex taking down Chris J. It's a start. Everything needs a start. I like Dennis's position here. He'll be able to cover off bottom and mid. Successful. Has to drop, though, because he's already looking back the other direction. And Kenny S., stylist as ever, comes around the corner. Very quick shot on Dennis. That'll make the A side a lot more probable for Titan. As Maniac's cutting down drop, he hopes to cut off the rotation points, but sadly he's missed his chance. Instead, he changes his angle and still almost makes it work against Speedy, but Speedy gets away with 9 HP. Gobby's still doing a battle at middle right now to slow down this push, but Apex is inside the site still, and he gets next, so there's really nothing more that Mouse can do except for rely on Gobby in a 1-on-2 situation. Has full HP, Kenny S only with 8, Apex on 89, so added up it's still less than the total that Gobby has. He swapped it over to the M4. This should give him a chance to catch Kenny S, but Kenny S does have the op. He only needs one shot, and if he can beat him to it, that's all it would take. Now the second player also spotting him at Gobby, holding true, does take down Kenny, goes for the bounce flash, looks for the peek, but Apex, smartly so, has already retreated to the comforts of the B site, where he can set up a nice little bomb plant, get cozy, roast some marshmallows on the fire until his company of Gobby arrives. And Gobby's there. Gobby gets caught. Apex clutching it out. It's going to be Titan on 5.
Pretty good start for Titan so far here now, and well, Apex being the man leading the charge right now. He did not have a great game on Cash first time around, so it's nice to see him getting into things. Same thing kind of goes for RPK as well. It was more Maniac and Kenny doing most of the heavy lifting on Cash. And as for right now, they're actually in a position where they could force mousesports back to ecoing if they pick up this round, and that would be a massive one for them. All of a sudden they could be looking, you know, it's a very likely scenario where they could be getting to 8-9 rounds because of that.
Maniac gap in the smoke, trying to take advantage of it, look toward the chicken coop, but hasn't spotted anyone up just yet. As Maniac will continue to push forward regardless. Speedy does pay the price of allowing that to happen, although gets the assist when Nex eventually does put him down. Puts it back to 4 and 4, but as I say that, RPK's gone. Dennis takes down Apex, and mousesports looking good suddenly on their CT side in this particular round, as Gobby falling back over toward A to help support the cause, but the cause is falling apart as Existence will take down Dennis. It's Gobby to respond, and Kenny S now leaves himself 1-on-2 with 46 HP, has bomb, has AK, has flash, has HE, has a dream, has skill. What does he not have, Vendetta?
There's actually nothing it doesn't have.
He has a date of the pool.
He have it all, just like Monte Ellis.
We'll see if that date of the pool is going to stick around for long, because this map is definitely going back and forth. The rounds are going the distance. I imagine she's probably left the pool by now. As Kenny, he works inside the A site, checking every angle possible. He just needs to get this bomb down and give himself a bit of a chance. The second he goes for the plant, though, they're going to completely swarm on top of him. But Gobby's actually left the scene. He's heading back over toward B, so Nex will call that the bomb is being planted. But he won't be able to pursue immediately. Instead, he does. He actually mans it up. I thought he might wait for his teammate to get a little closer, but getting the kill on Kenny before he can retreat into safety. And it's going to be 5-5.
No mouse hold for him. No eco for them. Titan on their end, they do get the bomb plant, so they can potentially buy up here, even though it's going to be a bit scattered in terms of what kind of rifles they can get. But I think something like a Tech 9 could still work pretty nicely on a map like Cobbled. Yeah, and Titan do decide to buy up. Not that many needs to work with, though, even though they definitely had the opportunity to do so, but they're going to opt to, you know, rather have 2 buys in a row. Or I guess, yeah, buy than buy, really. And they're going to be able to buy up next round anyway, and that's pretty much the way they've set things up with the buy they've done now.
So now Titan will push through the doorway. See if they can get in position with these pistols to try and take over the A side. And Apex with the only rifle takes down Chris, but look at the rest of the team. After Chris gets 2, it's Dennis to get the next. And all of Titan is quickly dying, although not with Apex continuing to push on as such. He'll take down Dennis. He slides back out with the AK looking for a secondary angle. He hasn't found it just yet, but the player that's opposing him, Gobby, thinks he's gone around the back, and he hasn't, so he may still find more here. As Gobby is giving him the chance to do that, the nade going out, though, and getting caught in transition speed, he will eventually drop him. Maniac, meanwhile, using Apex as an entire bait play, is headed back over toward B with the bomb. And I don't think Mouse is really completely aware of this yet. They're just now moving Speedy back into the connection. So this allows Maniac to put the bomb in place. Very aggressive angle as he wants to catch them up before they even get through the doorway, and he can't do it. Next will get the kill. And mousesports, they'll take back the lead in a game they need to win.
Yeah, no, and, well, given how the current state of things are, if mousesports can get to, you know, an 8-7 half or 9-6 half, that would be, you know, right on the spot for them. Because at the very beginning there, it was looking like Titan were the one, if anyone, going to get towards a double figure result in the first half. But been kind of slowed down now. Luckily for them, they did get, you know, another bomb plant, so they're that buy that they barely would have eked out without one in the previous round. It's going to be looking really nice right now. The only one who doesn't really have a lot of nades to work with is Kenny because he went for an op.
Nex and Speedy again going for this boost play. See if it pays off at all as Apex will catch Chris J. Again, the start going to Titan, and Apex has been pretty solid so far on this T side, it has to be said, as he finds yet another kill to help his teammates out. And Dennis will push through this smoke, but what can he find on the other side? He finds Apex, of all people. And this means that Maniac is left alone at B as he waits for the lurk, and the bomb is dropped all the way back over toward mid, so it's a long way back. As Kenny, though, he'll find Dennis up close with the op at the bottom of danger. And still this point of contention exists at the long connection at B. And where's the bomb going to head? That's the curious aspect of this, because Maniac's now just dropped, and the bomb is slowly lurking back toward that B position. They've changed their mind, because the last chance of survival is RPK inside the site, and RPK's gone. What does Existence hope to do? It is round 12. Titan have not a whole lot of economy working for them. They've lost 2 in a row. It does give them a bit of a bonus moving into the next round, as Gobby, sitting on the site, he walks out as Existence walks in, so they won't spot each other going by. And Existence might actually be able to catch off Gobby because of this, because he's going to appear in a spot that was not expected whatsoever, and Existence will put the bomb down. It's left to a one-on-one. Next, the one-on-two, the last time he was here with Kenny S, was able to pick up the round, but this time it's a little bit different circumstances. He's not in position to catch Kenny before he retreats, but he still gets his Existence as he moves over below the Sermon spot. And it's going to be 6-6, or rather, excuse me, take that back. It's going to be 7-5, because math is hard.
Math is really hard, and even with the bomb plant this time around, Titan, well, they could decide to buy, but it's not going to be a good one, so I'm kind of hoping to see an eco coming out from them, and you know, instead of looking at a really good T side from them, it's kind of, well, yeah, leaning towards being just an okay T half more than anything else.
Well, Speedy this time is very speedy indeed to get to that B choke point, and rightfully so, but he's run out of ammunition in the first magazine already. He has to fall back inside the site. They'll swap the guns as well to put Dennis back up on top of this L turn. See if he can take advantage of it. Last time he was able to collect 2 kills toward mid, but had to fall off of the position, giving up the site. Apex will go back toward drop. They're not even going to challenge Speedy, so just by having him in position, he's able to force a retreat. Meanwhile, Maniac, he's the only one that's stuck around. He's gotten out toward the Olaf, underneath the arch. Olaf spot, that's where he plays so commonly. But he won't get much from it, as Nex finds him. Kenny's the only one that finds kills right now from Titan's side. He may get more, no he won't. Nex is there. And Nex continuing to lead the way and lead by example. 16-6 for his scoreline, and it's 8-5. mousesports looking very, very good. Again, they have to win this map.
Yeah, and Titan again trying for that smoke wall on the B bomb side, although with a bit of a different variation to it. Instead of running out towards that B plateau, end up dropping down pretty much everyone but one through that drop zone. Doesn't quite work out this time around. They actually had a good opportunity to catch 2 people from mousesports off guard, but in the end doesn't really work, and it's back to the drawing board for them. Aggressive boost up on plateau here for mousesports. So Maniac could be caught out if he's not careful here. I was actually going to back all the way down. And right now it's just a very standard setup from Titan. Pretty similar to what they've done quite a few rounds now.
Apex looking for an entry toward long. Gonna bounce the flash over top of the wall. They've already Molotov'd out in the corner to make sure no one's gonna be playing at hay bales. But Chris J, he's aggressive bottom danger. This gives him an escape plan as well because the last two players aren't quite in position to catch him from behind as he works back toward the A site. Meanwhile, Existence does at least pick up one. It's Gobby they collect. But Dennis has already caught out Existence, who was deep inside the site, so impressive that he got that far, but now it's Maniac who's come around from drop. No one's covered this off, as Gobby did go down. We mentioned that he's normally the player that's in that position. And Apex managed to pick up next. It's Dennis to respond, but Dennis is in the site. They know his position. Meanwhile, they don't know Speedy's, and he's speedy enough to get out in front of the APC, collecting on both. It's next to get the assist, and it's 9 rounds for mousesports.
Yeah. 9 rounds for mousesports. Titan did not get a plant, so again, not the most fun type of buy they can ask for going into the last round, and mousesports have just completely turned this game completely on its head. 5 rounds in a row now. Very likely, actually, to pick up a 6th round as well. It's just, Titan are not finding any sort of openings as well. All they've done towards B so far is pretty much execute, which have been the wall of smokes. They've never actually just tried to go out there and get picks towards that B plateau, which we've seen so many teams do, and it's kind of just how, you know, how Olafmeister opened up that map from Fnatic. So they just keep running into this wall towards A, and Chris J with 4 frags. Jesus Christ, yeah. This is definitely not Titan's day.
Not Titan day indeed, and this will conclude the half with a 10-5 scoreline, pending any miracle plays here from Apex, and he already gets one with the 1-tap, so maybe there is a chance, as he takes down Chris J, and now he has to find the other two coming across. He gets Gobby, and Nex isn't going to allow it. If he had picked up Nex, I dare say he had the round pegged. Instead, it's going to go 10-5, and mousesports 6 rounds away from making it through to the playoffs. Titan, remember, are already out.
Oh yeah, no, this is do or die for mousesports. It's kind of a funny situation. I mean, Titan, obviously they can play with no pressure. They can do as they feel. Mousesports, on the other hand, for them it has to be kind of frustrating if they start losing to a team that's already out. Obviously, because you feel like, well, they could just, you know, hand us that spot, right? We've deserved it with winning map number 1. But yeah.
Well, that's the thing though. If they do that, it's unfair to Penta. Or Hellraisers, as it looks like it might be, that moved down. Again, I have to look at that head-to-head. I didn't get a chance to do so between them. I imagine the admins will be able to tell me which of those two teams win the head-to-head tiebreaker, as they both sit at 1-2-2. Meanwhile, it's Kenny S who finds Speedy. That's going to be all the salvation and saving grace he'll find in the round, though, because the bomb's already planted. He's in a 1-on-3. And it's not looking likely that he'll be able to pull this off. Gobby, in behind the statue's already spotted him. And not only that, he's also absolutely torn his head off.
Yeah. Now, the quick push from mousesports towards B, pretty much just hitting their shots, and they're doing what Titan never did really on their end, which is just relying heavily on their aim there and those situations, and they get all the picks they need. Side opens up, retake becomes pretty much impossible for the remaining Titan members. I mean, what can Kenny realistically do in a situation like that? And now they just keep the train running right into mid. Kenny get caught out. Same thing with Apex, and well, it's gonna be a tough rotation from Titan.
Existence finding Dennis with the deagle. Gives Titan a little bit to work with here, but they're still down a man. Make it 2 as Speedy waits all the while for Maniac to go for the large flank, and Gobby finding RPK. Leaves only Existence. His existence is about to be shattered, because he's only got the deagle, and is a stat track deagle. Feel the power exist. I don't know how much power he can possibly hope to attain from such a gun with the bomb already down. And 4 players who know exactly where he is. Flashbang. Oh, I thought the flashbang for a second got the kill, but it's Gobby that got it with the AK, and it's going to be 12 now, mousesports.
Oh, and still 1 anti-eco round to go for them, so they should be looking at 13 rounds before, you know, when it's all said and done here. And from that point on, I think they just had simply too big of a lead, actually, for Titan to bring it back.
And right now it's going to be Maniac that heads over toward B. In fact, they're going to stack this correctly. All 10 players are on the B side of the map right now. As a flash does come out, that catches 2 players toward the chicken coop. Apex is up close, and Godby through the smoke manages to find him, but there's still a chance here for Titan. We've seen them eco before. This match started off with back-to-back ecos, in fact, but Godby's not going to allow that to happen. Not even get close to it, as Next now is going to take down RPK, and Kenny S is the last one remaining. They know it was a stack. What's Kenny trying to do? What's he possibly trying to do? Finds the first, finds the second, low HP on the third, low HP on the fourth, gets to go for the reload, and Kenny S, if he could pull this off, it would be insane. He's going to find the third, and Kenny looking for a hero play. High HP player, bombs down, 57 seconds, they know where he is. As he gets the cross, he finds himself some safety. Also a smoke grenade, Kenny making a case for this. AK picked up inside that smoke now as well, but he's on low HP, 24 to go. And Kenny S, this almost might be play of the year if he can pull this off, as he waited it out, and now he's got Speedy as well. Bomb still down in his position. Chris J waiting for this to come back, and can he do it? No, Chris J shatters the dream. But my God, what an effort from Kenny.
That was an insane round for Kenny, no doubt. Absolutely insane. And I'm also kind of baffled by how he actually survived Nex. Like, how did Nex not kill him when Kenny was trapped in the henhouse? It looked like he was about to admit defeat. He was just, you know, kind of jumping in towards the wall to try to give Nex a worse angle, and then Nex just backs off. Just gives him all the space and the time in the world to actually reload and get back to him. But yeah, no, that crazy round from Kenny. Unfortunately, not enough. And mousesports still pick up that 13th round, and they continue to go back towards V here.
An eco 1-on-5. Like, if that had happened, that might have been the best round I've ever seen.
I would have been something for sure.
I would have happily made highlights of that to, like, put in a moving picture frame on my wall to watch every day. Titan this time, though, with guns. They'll get the round done. Because if they were that close with just Kenny, they'll be that close with rifles, and it's going to be 13-6.
It's still a long way to go for Titan, but obviously you have to start somewhere. Mousesports decided to force buy up. I'm kind of surprised to see Spitty only rocking a Glock, though. Instead of a, you know, could have easily had Chris drop him a pistol, maybe, if you opt to buy up here, because he's got 1,800 bucks. I don't know, would be kind of the teammate-friendly kind of thing to do. But in any case, they're going back to beat. Maniac starting things how we left it off in the first round. 2 kills right off the bat.
Godby looking to bounce the flash over the top. Spotted, but still gets the kill on Existence. Maniac responding immediately, and woo, dodging that bullet. Senpei, please notice me as he gets around and out of dodge. Meanwhile, that allows Apex to get on Speedy's heels, and Kenny S will close out the round. There's still a chance for a comeback. Their CT side looking composed, and now that the guns are out, mousesports not really finding any openings. So Apex down toward middle, getting aggressive toward where Mouse are coming from out of spawn, and Deagle shots coming out. As Apex will burn alive, Chris J is the one to go down. Maniac, though, look at this, gets inside B tunnels. He's already getting this information for Titan. And again, things are looking solid for them, as only 2 players are dropped so far, but there's no one that's dropped on Titan's side. Finally, Apex does just that, although Existence is there to collect on Speedy and RPK. He'll collect the toll fee from Nex and also Godby, and it's 13-8.
Quite a few good rounds in a row now for Titan here, staying alive with quite a few members. So you can see Maniac sitting at 8.4k, Kenny at 7k already. So they're in a pretty nice spot going further. Mousesports on the other hand, they're going to have to buy up with everything they got. And, well, this is where Titan make their stance, really. If they pick up this round, they could pick up pretty much 2 at a time every single time. And that's how you make it back into this. And mousesports is really adamant about going towards this B-bomb site. And, boom, Titan already having 4 players on it.
Maniac waiting in the corner, caught out, and luckily they checked that corner because it's so often overlooked. Meanwhile, Apex is, though, still on top of the site, and with the prize of Existence up on top of the tree, they've got a great chance. Kenny S is now going to get the next player who slides over. That's Existence, or rather, excuse me, that's Chris J. That's Existence, that would be his teammate. Nonetheless, it's Apex to finish it off, and I don't think this is done by any stretch of imaginations. Mousesports are 3 rounds away from making playoffs. And 4 rounds away from getting tied up and having that prevented.
Oh, no, Titan are definitely fighting back, for sure. And, well, Mouse, they need to think of something else than what they've been doing so far. This B execute is not working out at all, so... Next time they have weapons, maybe look towards A, at least try to create some sort of a rotation, because Titan was just instantly playing with 4 people towards that B bomb site in the buy round from mousesports.
So far down danger. Apex is again looking alive in this game. 3 kills. I know it's an anti-eco, but very swift indeed.
Yeah, Apex is sitting on 30 frags already. And Cobbled seems to be normally a map that Apex shows up and does crazy things at. I remember that from seeing it, you know, at the Cologne Major. He was just going absolutely crazy in those A-halls, just getting entry round after round after round, to the point where, you know, you just sit there and watch him expecting magical things to happen. He's kind of toying with that kind of a form right now on this map.
And things have definitely slowed down for mousesports. They're not sure exactly where they want to head to start things off, because their default is very passive out toward Courtyard. No one creeping in these A-halls where they've lost out so many times to Apex. So instead, they'll send a few reconnaissance players over toward the B site, but again, it's very, very passive there as well. So Titan definitely are playing in the minds right now of mousesports, who need to pick up this round based on the fact that they finally have guns again to work with. And Maniac, he'll come back across the top of middle. Stack now on A. This is interesting.
It was very interesting. It's a bit of I guess, predictive read, seeing how nothing has happened early on towards B, which is when mousesports normally have done something towards that site. They were expecting something towards A, but now mousesports kind of just leaving Speedy to all by himself in that drop zone, and he's going to be that annoying nuisance when mousesports try to go towards A and try to pick up rotations.
Apex again, though, starting things off, but it's going to be cancelled out, and now Mouse have some entries to work with. They're going to smoke off the doorway. That will prohibit the re-entry, but Kenny is still alive at the back of the site. He jumps up over the top, and next, he holds on strong. He finds that angle first, and that means that now things get awkward. Dennis gets RPK. Existence, the last that's left, 28 HP. And it's all a matter of inches. It's just about getting these last few rounds one at a time for mousesports, as this will put them on 14. Existence runs back, grabs an AK, shows off some flair with the bunny hops, but he's going to have to wait till next round if he's going to show off some flair with killing, because it's going to be, like I said, 14 rounds now for mousesports.
Yeah. Pretty rough stretch, and, well, you know, at the start we were talking about how Apex and RPK, you know, had come out shining for Titan to get off to that good start. And RPK, he's pretty much said, you know, I'm content with that. Those first couple, you know, first 6 rounds of the game, that was all I needed to contribute. Because he just basically, like, he's actually just been completely still after that. Best he's gotten a couple of assists, and that's about it. Because he's been sitting at 12 frags for the longest time. And, well, if they want to stop Mouse from actually qualifying to this playoff stages, they need everyone to contribute at this point.
And Maniac's going to go to his gun now. He's the one that uses it the most. It's the auto sniper. We'll see how it pays off, as he's already out toward the long B choke point. I love it. He goes to jump. Oh, he's going to be pissed at Existence for that. He's going to be pissed. He jumps up. He gets blocked because his teammate goes across his head. He looks at his teammate, which clearly indicates that he's like, what the hell was that? And then the timing is such that when he does get up, he gets opped. Man, that's unfortunate. And now it's going to be Apex to get next, at least bring it back a little bit, but Maniac, having picked up his auto sniper, finally having the money to get it. It's not a good way to start the round.
Well, taking one for the team, no. Not voluntarily, but taking one for the team nonetheless. Now it's just Existence having that auto sniper. Oh, that's just really unfortunate. And that's the kind of, those kind of moments just really dig at you. If you're Maniac, I mean, if you're not having the greatest of games, or you're behind, you know, having something silly like that happen is just gonna wear you down. Mousesports intend to take things towards A, though. Apex starting things off with the kill onto Gabi, and well, he's just...
Well, they just keep playing into him as well. I mean...
Yeah.
He's got 10 HP. He goes over the top, gets another in the round, and closing it out with the last. No, I take that back. Existence, who ended up killing his teammate in a weird way, picks up his gun. Uses it to get the last kill. He'll at least be polite and throw it back over to Maniac. So it's 14-11. Back to pistols again. Mousesports 15, man. I dare you to at least get this to overtime. I beg you almost if you want to make it to playoffs.
And again, what? I don't understand these buys from mousesports. Krista has 2.2k. And he buys the Tech 9 and Light Kevlar. He could have gotten an AK.
Chris is a weird one. He likes the Tech 9.
I totally get that, but I mean, you could have gotten an AK and a Light Kevlar.
Yeah, but I've heard him say in multiple occasions that he actually prefers the Tech 9 up close than to the AK.
I can totally get that, but you have to actually get up close, right? But no,
exactly.
Still, I don't know. In any case, I mean, Gabi's already gone down to Kenny. This being an, I guess, pseudo eco round, Dennis is bought up and Nex as well. So, but Dennis and Christian are holding on to something. Okay, this being let's just call it a force buy. This being a force buy from mousesports obviously is going to have big implication because their buy next round is going to be affected by it as well. So Titan are just in a really good spot to get even further back into this. They're not really going to have any money issues at all for the rest of the game.
Kenny collecting 2. Falling down immediately after, and Dennis getting Apex. Dennis getting RPK. Bit of a chance, but he's the last one that's left, and Maniac still has the auto sniper, and Maniac's going to put himself in a great position to use it to full advantage and full effect. It's 14-12, and Titan looking to play spoiler right now on mousesports, and this has got to be frustrating now for the German squad.
No, yeah, well, sure, that has to be frustrating, but I don't really know. Why are you opting to do these kind of buys? And if you want to, you know, have pistols, that type of thing, at least go towards the site where you can actually get more close-up engagements. A is not really the site to do that. So, no, just a lot of weird stuff coming out from mousesports.
I thought Godby was going to go for the Olaf-style play where he runs out of spawn the opposite way, smokes out mid, just holds an A player in position because they don't have the information, and then goes back toward B. Instead, he didn't. It's Kenny S, though, doubling up inside the B site, as the pistols haven't done anything, and Kenny S, he'll close the round out. It's 1 round the difference. I mean, this is it. This is the game. This buy right now for mousesports determines if they go to playoffs or not. 1 round to save them in overtime, of all things.
Yeah, this is really the do or die round. And, well, they haven't gotten a lot to work for them on this T side. They got pistol. They've only gotten 1 buy round after that. That's it. Oh, Titan are doing a good job, and Titan are actually stacking up towards this A apps. There's no way mousesports are expecting this.
Expecting indeed, and not at all. As Apex again, no surprise, will take down Gabi. So that means Nex has to come back over toward the drop. Nate out, Dennis down to 18. This is not looking good at all for mousesports. But RPK's waiting. He's going to slow this down even further by putting out a can of fire atop the drop. Let's see if Kenny can make anything happen as he gets more in position than before. Chris J beats him to it at long. Now they've got a chance. They don't even necessarily need drop at this point if they can overwhelm from long. I wouldn't be surprised if they still send a player down. In fact, they've sent 2. RPK's still looking in that position, though. But a flash comes over. He dodges that as he sees it in the top to his right. Dodges the second as well. But Nex will find him. And mousesports are looking great all of a sudden as Chris J takes down Apex and Nex on existence. It's all left to Maniac. It's not going to happen. We're at least going to overtime. And mousesports will fight forward for at least a playoff spot as we hit match point just like that.
Yeah, so that was a bit of a weird decision from Titan, because obviously you have the 3-man stack towards that A-halls at the beginning. As soon as you get that frag and you kind of realize that you've stopped mousesports, there's no way they're actually going back into this. You have to make a quicker rotation over towards B. As soon as the first guy goes down on B, RPK just sits there alone versus 4 people for the longest possible time, so there's no realistic chance of him actually holding back that attack from mousesports. And that's something that Titan should be very aware of when it happens, or just way before it happens.
Apex back out from danger on Dennis. So again, he gives this team the early advantage. Just a quick look, 36 kills he leads the way with. Next on the opposing side has 28. So a good game from him as well, as Maniac's going to change his angle, gets off of the tree boost, and actually beats Chris J to the punch. But next, there he is through the smoke, knowing his teammate just dropped from a close angle, catches him in the open, but it's Apex again to get God beat. as RPK will rotate back around, and it's 4 versus 2. Not done just yet by any stretch of imagination. I don't know, now it is. As Nex went down, it left Speedy all by himself, and now it's going to be round 30, overtime, or playoffs for mousesports.
I'm looking behind that mousesports have to go out with 3 AKs, Tech 9, and, well, a Glock so far on, actually, yeah, just a Glock and nades on Spitty. Not even armor. Yeah, they're just putting everything in one basket right here. Well, they have to. But it's kind of looking like overtime to me right now. Rotations have already come in from Titan as well. There are already 4 people on that B-bomb side. Apex is on the backstep as well.
Maniac's there, he gets Dennis. That's the first one to go down as the bomb is dropped, and Maniac now collecting on Chris J as Kenny's gonna get next. It's looking like overtime is more than probable as it's all left to Gabi, and that's exactly going to be the case. Overtime on Cobblestone, and mousesports need to fear this because they're the team that had the lead and let it slip firmly out of their control after a 9-6 first half. It's still all up in the air.
They were up like, what, 13-5 at some point? So yeah, I think going into the 19th round, they were up 13-5, and at that point they should have been able to close that out. That was a massive gap for Titan Dice to close. Apex dropping almost 40 frags. Obviously, that's going to be a bit of a factor in Titan getting back into things, but still, I think Mouse had plenty of opportunities to actually close this out and actually be ready for the playoffs about now.
Look at these 2 subscribers. I love them. Nighthawk Gaming, Burner, you guys are going to win a knife for show. So MR3, last time we did this, Ebot messed it up and had the overlay switch at half to say MR5, but it's not. It's MR3, 10K, single overtime, double if needed, triple if needed, quadruple if needed, whatever comes after quadruple.
Quintuple?
Quintuple. Hexagonal.
I'm just throwing out words here, man.
Pentagonal, then hexagonal. Polygonal, octagonal, I don't even know.
Ocho Cinco.
Either way, we're underway. As op out for either side, AKs as well as M4s, so it's pretty much a standard even buy across both teams. Naturally, that means the CTs do have to spend a little bit more, so 29.6 spent from them and 25.9 for the T side.
Yeah, and well, mousesports as of right now, just kind of like leaving Speedy towards that B-bomb site, and we have seen mousesports do something similar where they leave one guy to kind of just be that lurker role in the drop room while the rest of them take control over towards A. Didn't really work out, or actually did work out for them. That was the one buy round they actually got in the previous, I guess in the regular half. So,
this is the interesting thing, though, that, like, teams, once we reset and hit overtime, the mentality shifts entirely, and the T-sides that always seem to struggle and cause the overtime end up picking things up. And now it's going to be an even situation. They're toward the site. They get Kenny. We saw them started off with the opening pick on Chris J, and another situation. I don't know what it is about overtime and T-sided teams that suddenly they pick up rounds that were elusive to them during regulation. When they had 15 chances, they get 3, and they'll pick up, like, 2. It makes no sense to me. Either way, it's Maniac left in a 1-on-2. Bomb is going to be planted. Dennis is all alone on the site. He needs to be careful because Speedy, why is he working so far away? He's going to leave this to a 1-on-1. If Maniac acts quickly, Speedy's going to have to get on his horse here and try and get out behind Maniac. His fortunate part of this is that he's on 16 HP. But Maniac's still searching. Maniac spots him. Now he knows he's there, fakes for the smoke, and he's still going to go down. Speedy wins the round. And there it is. That might be enough for mousesports to at least hang on with 1 T round.
Yeah, so mousesports finally make it work, and I don't know, you know, regarding to what you said, sometimes it feels like a lot of the teams actually just go back to what worked. You know, they're actually thinking like, okay, we won rounds doing this and this and this, so let's just try that from the get-go instead of just varying out our play by, you know, a very wide amount. And oftentimes it works. Maybe not for the reasons that you expected them to work. Maybe people just hit crazy shots and you get, you know, onto a site that way, but no, I completely agree. Oftentimes when we've seen people pick up, you know, 2 rounds the entire first half on their T side, they all of a sudden come into overtime and get a clean 3-0. And Titan doing the same A stack towards A apps once again. This time though, nobody from Mouse has actually indulged them as of right now.
That's Chris J waiting again, finding the opening pick. Something that they could not find in all of regulation, and Chris has done it now twice with the op in 2 consecutive rounds, leaving Speedy to go for the next entry. Meanwhile, Apex has at least brought it back. No surprise, he's been on fire, but Speedy's going to get RPK, and that means we do have a slight advantage going the way of mousesports yet again, who will now not only smoke, but also extinguish their own Molotov, although the edge of it will still be in ignition. So if they came through the smoke, they would get burned by the remaining flames. And that gives them the drop room, gives them the plant, but Existence, he turns it back, he gets Speedy. I don't know how Speedy lost that exchange. And he takes down Gobby before the bomb. No, I take it back after the bomb was planted. And that means next he can close it out. What a turnaround by him. But that round very nearly fell apart. And mousesports 2 overtime, T-sided halves, rounds, whatever you want to call them, Vendetta.
Thingies. Thingamajigs. But yeah, no, mousesports already improving on their T-side pretty much. Already picked up more weapon rounds than what they did in the first half, or in their first T half. So, yeah, just weird occurrences all over. And this being an MR10, CT side dropping 2 rounds, they're going to have go with pistols for the last remaining rounds. So this should be a 3-0 for mousesports.
Speedy looking, realizing, or perhaps not even, that Existence has gone up for the counter boost, but Nex was waiting passively below the stairwell. And Gobby now finding Apex. Again, the advantage works, and eco round in overtime pretty much puts the writing on the wall, does it not? Chris J is going to burn Maniac alive from Olaf's spot. As RPK waits at the bottom of drop, it's left to Kenny S and RPK. And are they going to do it again? I think they may. No, they're not. Kenny thinks better of it. I thought they were going to go for the reverse boost yet again for a second time, and Gobby finds them both. 18-15, match point already as we swap over on half for mousesports.
This might just be a very quick overtime here. Well, Titan have to fight their way back. It's not like they had an... well, they didn't have a supreme T-side themselves, actually. They started off very well and then kind of petered out once mousesports got their defense going, but it's going to be exciting to see. All mousesports need is 1 round.
Next is going to go. Nope, they don't. They think better. Maybe it's because Speedy failed. I'm not 100% sure, but they didn't go for the boost in the corner.
Probably for the better, because Maniac would have been on that. Speaking of being on that, he's on fire right now. And there you go. There's the boost. They just need some assistance from the fire department.
From the fire department, and the fire department of Kenny S. with the op, but there's still a man down, so Mouse could wrap this up right now, push themselves in toward playoffs, wrap up the group. It's going to be Existence who takes down Dennis. Gobby firing back, gets Existence, still leaves them with the man advantage, and it's Kenny S in a 1-on-2, excuse me. Remember, this went to overtime. Imagine he had won that eco 1-on-5. That would have been absolutely nuts. This could have been over already, and these two teams both could have done their season. Instead, Kenny now pushes forward to find Gobby. Has the bomb, still looking for a chance to plant. He's going to fake this out, try and bait the play, and it's Chris J to close it out. 4 straight rounds in overtime, and Titan, their best efforts on a comeback, fall short. mousesports, congratulations. You've qualified for the lower bracket of the playoffs in Group B.
Yeah, congratulations to mousesports, though, making it through, even though probably could have done it a tiny bit more comfortably than going into overtime to decide their own fate, but, they're going to be going through to the playoff stages. And that means Group B is all decided, right?
Yeah, Group B is decided, in fact. Now, as it sits right now, as I see this, and I'm going to get clarification right now from the admins. I'm just typing this right now, but I think it actually is Hellraisers that go out, because I think Penta beat Hellraisers in the 1-on-1. We saw that, in fact, I think just the other day. So that should mean that Hellraisers and Titan are the two to not advance. Penta and mousesports, both German rosters, get through, and it's Envious and Team Solo made the top off the upper bracket of the playoffs. Meanwhile, Group A, we said it's still all open to play for. In fact, 3 teams could still go to the upper bracket. Navi, Virtus Pro, Team Kingwin, and Flipside, as I guess technically could as well when they lose it out, but they've actually got, it's been updated now, they've got 2 losses, so I take that back. They can only win 2 more games and give them 9 points, which would leave them just slightly light unless Virtus Pro or Kingwin fail to pick up another win.
It's going to be interesting to watch. And I think our last match day of CounterPit is the 7th of July.
That's correct,
about, group stages? Yeah? Okay, yeah. So everything's going to be laid out in front of us. We're going to see the solitaire being being solved in a matter of days. It's going to be fun to watch.
Fun indeed. Well, that concludes us for today. Thank you very much for watching. Our next match is July 5th, Dignitas versus Kinguin, Gamers 2 versus Flipside. The last 2 games for both Dignitas and Gamers 2. A win against Flipside might actually still give one of those 2 teams a chance should Flipside fail in their last remaining game there after that. And Kinguin, they're in a pretty good position, despite that they came into the league late and had to give up a forfeit loss. But we'll see you then, July 5th, which is, I do believe, if I can look at my calendar, 2 days away. I was about to say it's tomorrow, but it's 2 days away, so happy America Day. You guys can have the day off. I had to work on Canada Day. God damn it, Americans. You should have to watch Counter-Strike. But we'll see you then, 2 days from now. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.